Have you ever noticed how some things become automatic? You don't have to think about brushing your teeth or driving a familiar route. You don't have to think about many of the habits you perform throughout your day. Your body just knows. Why is that? Because repetition teaches the nervous system what to expect. And what the nervous system expects often becomes what feels normal and what feels safe. The more I study the nervous system, the more I realize that transformation isn't usually about one big breakthrough. It's about repetition. The thoughts we think repeatedly, the emotions, the environment we repeatedly place ourselves in, the stories we repeatedly tell ourselves. All of these things are teaching the nervous system something. In fact, one of the most important things to understand is this: your body trusts experience more than information. You can tell yourself you're safe. You can tell yourself you're worthy. You can tell yourself that you are capable. But if your nervous system has thousands of experiences suggesting otherwise, it will continue responding from what it has practiced. That's what we're talking about today: how neural pathways are formed, how conditioning happens, how we unknowingly prime ourselves every single day, and perhaps most importantly, how we can begin teaching the nervous system something new. So, grab your journal, grab a cup of tea or coffee, and come join me as we learn how to teach the body what the soul already knows. Because this nervous system series is really about one thing: learning how to create the conditions for a life that feels safe to live. Welcome back to the Sovereign Goddess Podcast. I am your host, Abigail Mensah-Bonsu, and today we are exploring why your body learns through repetition. Are you ready? Let's begin. Hello, hello, lovelies. Welcome back. School's in session. I should say nervous system school's in session. So, if this is your first time landing here, welcome. We are learning something very important. This series is just, oh, I feel like it's exactly what we need in this time. It's something that has been um, kind of pushed under the rug, but yet is the very thing that we need to create, to manifest, to bring into form the life, the experiences that we're here to experience. Our nervous system. Our nervous system is the foundation, is the earth required to build whatever we need to build. You cannot build anything without the earth. And we bypass it all the time. We go to the mind first, right? And then maybe if we're lucky, we're taught to move into the heart, but it's still not it because it's still intangible. The only way we manifest is through the physical. And this body, this this body holds the answer, and that is our nervous system. So let's start with a simple truth. The nervous system learns through repetition. Did you guess that already? I'm going to repeat this every single episode so that hopefully it roots, because the more we do the very thing that we know we want to experience, the more we take the right actions over and over and over, even if we're not used to it. It becomes familiar to the nervous system, which means the nervous system sees it as safe, which means that becomes our new normal. And that's what we want. Because right now, majority of us have programmed ourselves for what we don't want, and we don't even realize it. So our nervous system learns through repetition. It is not through intention. It is not through insight or motivation. it is through repetition. And I think this is one of the reasons why people get frustrated with themselves. They have the insight, they read the books, they've listened to the podcast, they've taken the classes, they've had the breakthroughs, and yet they find themselves returning to an old pattern over and over and over. Why? Why do we keep doing this? Well, let's chat about it. It's because knowing is a cognitive event. It is an experience of the mind. And learning is a nervous system event. They're not the same thing here. So you can know something is true and still have a nervous system that hasn't learned it yet. And that's where so much of healing happens. So many people think that learning only happens when we are paying attention, but your nervous system is learning all the time. Whether you're paying attention or not, it is constantly gathering information to support the programmings and the beliefs that you already have set in place. It's learning from what you repeatedly do. It is learning from what you repeatedly feel. It is learning from what you repeatedly hear and see, what you repeatedly expect, what you repeatedly experience. Your nervous system is constantly asking you this question: what should I prepare for? And then it organizes itself around the answer that it gets from that question. So think about that for a moment. Every repeated experience is teaching your nervous system something about life, about people, about relationships, about safety, about yourself. And the question is, what is it learning? This question is very important. What is it learning? One of my favorite quotes from one of the famous psychologists, Carl Jung, who was very famous for the archetypes, is this: until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it faith. Just pause. Let's pause here for a second. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it faith. Like Carl Jung knew how powerful our brain, this nervous system is, and how important it is for us to ask this question: what is my system learning? What is it that it keeps priming itself? And being conscious about what that input is. What environment, what are you picking up from the environment that you might not even be aware of? Or perhaps you are aware, but you just thought it was nothing. Now you understand your nervous system is consistently learning from everything, everything, good or bad. And the more you expose yourself to something, the more it sticks, the more it becomes safe and familiar to your nervous system. And we know how important that is to the nervous system. So what is it that your nervous system is learning? Let's talk about the neural pathways. So in order to understand this whole, like what is it in our nervous system that makes this happen, I'm going to get a little nerdy here. I love getting nerdy. This is my jam. But let's talk about the neural pathway. So let's start with this. The brain contains billions of nerve cells called neurons. And these neurons communicate through connections called synapses. So if you see a picture of it, you kind of see these two endings, and there's a little space between them. I mean, they are um, it, it- they look like electrical circuits in a way, or batteries, right? And so each time that we are exposed to an experience, each of the neurons, the pathways represents something, right? Whether good or bad, it doesn't matter. And each time that neural pathway is activated, that synapses get stronger. The electrical impulse between the synapses get more powerful. And this is how habits become automatic, because the more you activate that neural pathway for whatever it is that whether it's brushing your teeth, or let's see, what is something that you do often, like driving to work the same route, right? The same activates the same neural pathway. And the more that neural pathway is activated, the stronger it gets and the more familiar it is. So then it becomes a habit. It roots down, right? So here, this is one of my favorite ways to explain neural pathways. So imagine you're standing in a field, like in front of you is a whole field, and imagine walking through this field, but the grass is like overgrown. It's like tall grasses, right? The first time you walk through this field, it is difficult because you have to push your way through. You have to push find your way, find your footing, and push the long grass or the tall grasses to the side to find your way through it. There's no clear path for you. But if you walk that same route every day through those tall grasses, eventually you will notice a trail forms. The grass becomes flattened. The route becomes obvious. You can spot it from a mile away. You're like, oh, that's where I've been walking, right? The path becomes easy because now you have this like you have this flattened area where you can walk without having to push through. And you did that because you repeatedly walk through that path over and over and over and over again. So it created a path for you. This is a beautiful way to describe the neural pathway. The more you do something, the more you activate that pathway, the stronger it gets, and the more it anchors. It becomes a habit or pattern. And again, it doesn't matter if it is good or bad, wrong or right. The brain is not scanning for, is this healthy for me or not? Is this gonna help me succeed or not? That's not the job of the brain. It is going to, oh, that's another thing. The way our brain filters things, so we get billions amount of input, and our brain filters like a fraction of it. I'm talking about probably like 1% of that billions of input that we're receiving. And all of that 1% is filtered through our beliefs, our programmings, what we already have stored here. No wonder there, not everyone is exposed to opportunities, even if it is right there in their faces, because their brain cannot filter for that. That's why the moment you shift something, all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, how did I not see that? Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself, but I wanted to share that because that's mind blowing. How much our brain filters out based on what we believe in or what our programmings, what we've experienced in our past, what we felt in the past, the thoughts you think repeatedly, the emotions you practice repeatedly, the reactions you repeat become the easiest roads for your nervous system to travel. And this leads us to a really important realization. The brain doesn't build roads based on what is true. It builds roads based on what's repeated. The brain doesn't build roads based on what is true. It builds roads based on what is repeated. Let that sink in. That road that you've carved, where it doesn't matter if this is good for you or not, if this is healthy for you or not. It is clear, and your nervous system will be like, look, we have a clear path here. Why would I want to go over here? I'm going to stick to here. It's fascinating, right? Because that's huge. The nervous system isn't sitting there evaluating whether something is healthy. right? It's evaluating familiarity, safety, and familiarity comes through repetition. So this brings us to priming, because if that is the case, remember I was talking about priming. Priming is basically what we're telling our brain and our nervous system to filter to us, what we get to experience. So, okay, let me not get ahead of myself. Priming is simply preparing the nervous system for what to expect, for what it expects to encounter. So before we walk into a room or start our day or start a conversation, your nervous system is already preparing for that, which means the question becomes, what are you priming yourself for? What are you priming yourself for? Is it fear? Is it stress? Is it conflict? Is it scarcity? Or is it possibilities? Is it joy, support, connection, expansion? Think about your morning routine. Think about what you're listening to. Think about what you're watching. How do you start your day? If you are someone who starts your day, let's say on Facebook, and you start reading all the bad things that are happening in the world, you are telling your nervous system and priming your brain to look out for that all day. So, guess what? You step out in the world, and that's all you can see. All the bad things that are going on in the world, all the wrong things going on in the world, because you've already told your nervous system, this is what I want to see, this is what I want to experience. Here's the thing, I know you're not choosing that consciously, but hopefully by listening to this, you know that there's a system within you that is constantly learning you, studying you, and then giving you what you want, whether you think that is a good thing or not. Is doing that by what you repeatedly expose yourself to. So really, again, go back to your morning routine, because how we start our day is very important. Think about what you're listening to. Think about what you're consuming. Think about what you're watching, because all of that is teaching your nervous system something. All of it is shaping expectation, and expectation shapes experience. Now, here's where things get interesting. The nervous system often mistakes familiar for safe. We've talked about this, and I'm going to repeat that too. The nervous system often mistakes familiar for safe, not healthy, not supportive, not beneficial. Familiar, that's different. If criticism was repeated for you, then criticism will feel familiar. If chaos was repeated for you, then chaos will feel familiar for you. You will seek chaos. Even if you're like, I don't want this anymore, and you end up finding, a different situation, a relationship, a group where it's more calm, your nervous system is going to be like, that's not familiar. Therefore, that is not safe. And so you find people always returning back to the chaos, not because they choose to, but because that's all they've known. If doubt has been repeated, then guess what? Self doubt feels familiar and safe. And because the nervous system tends to return to what feels familiar, we often find ourselves recreating experiences we've outgrown. And again, it's not because we want them. It's just because that's all we've known. And known often feels safer than unknown, even when the unknown is healthier. Just let's take a deep breath in here. At this point, I hope that hopefully, what I want you to do is actually step into compassion for yourself. As you're recognizing this in your own life, like, oh, that's why I keep returning to this. Even if I don't want to experience it anymore, even if I don't want it anymore, I somehow keep coming here. Have compassion for yourself. So then, now that we know we have this breakthrough, now that we have this, we've brought the unconscious to the conscious. We know that, like, how we prime ourselves, how we condition ourselves to have this same pathway. We keep walking that same pathway, even though we don't want to walk it anymore. How do we move away from that and start experiencing something new, which is the unknown? It's all about creating enough new experiences that the nervous system begins recognizing as a different reality. And the more you do it, the more it becomes familiar. The more familiar it gets, the safer it feels for your nervous system. It's about teaching your nervous system something new. Now, how do we teach? What is the best way to teach your nervous system something new? Let's go back to that priming. I mean, repetition is the key here, right? Repetition creates familiarity. Familiarity creates safety, which means the nervous system says, yay, let's do it. We want that, right? Familiarity creates trust. Trust creates embodiment, which means that we get to live it. We don't just get to see it or hear it, or we get to live it. We get to become whatever that is, whatever that experience is. How do we move away from being stuck on the same pathway and creating the same circumstances over and over and over and over, even though we don't want it? We talked about repetition. One of my favorite ways is priming. I kind of hinted it for you guys when I when I was talking about the priming section there. Because priming again is telling our nervous system what it is that we want to experience, what to look for, what to filter out for us. So when you wake up in the morning, it's like, I'm going to say, like, before you go to bed, and then when you wake up in the morning, but especially when you wake up in the morning, if you can take some time and meditate. And when I say meditate, it can be you listening to a beautiful music and then connecting to your breath. It changes your brain, I'm telling you. It resets your nervous system. Like, it gets you, it kind of, there was a word I was looking for. It sets you up for the day so that you can look for the opportunity. It puts you in this expansion mode. In the morning, be intentional what you consume. Be intentional about what you consume. Really give, I tell my son this all the time. It is important that you give your brain good stuff in the morning, because if you do, it will set you up for the day. Listening to something beautiful, meditating, listening to affirmations that support you, or that talks about who you want to be or what it is that you want to call into your life and experience. That's the key. That's one of the biggest way. Prime yourself for what it is you want to experience. Don't start your day with news if you don't want to experience all that, if you don't want your brain to be looking for that for you when you step out in the world. Whatever it is that you want to experience, prime yourself in the morning with that. Let's say you want to, what would be a good example? Let's say you just want to have a happy day, like just a day filled with joy and laughter. Perhaps start your day with comedy. Start your start your day with something that makes you laugh. Music makes you giggle. I don't know, just something that makes you laugh. Or go into meditation, think about things that make you laugh. Again, this is not something that needs to take like an hour. Just exposing your brain for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, right? All of that make a difference. All of that. The simple steps. I just had this image of looking at you as you're brushing your teeth, looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, "We got this," or "I am so proud of you," or saying something positive to yourself to as you look at yourself in the mirror. That's powerful. Prime yourself for the experiences that you want to experience by exposing that to yourself. Meditation is powerful. Music is powerful. Reading or listening to audiobook that uplifts you, or stories that are, like that, stories that represent what it is you want to experience. I write my own stories. So if there's, like if there's something I want to manifest, I actually write a story where I'm already living it. And sometimes I'll add music to it so I can listen to it. That's powerful right there. That's a powerful way to prime yourself. Like, that's actually a good idea. I need to be doing that in the morning. I tend to do that towards the evening to kind of help me calm down and get ready for nighttime to go to sleep. But yeah, that would be a good one to listen in the morning. So take a deep breath in. Close your eyes. I want you to connect to your body, connect to your heart. Just be here. And I want you to envision this beautiful light coming down from source through your crown, filling up your entire spinal cord, and then moving around you. And then just pouring into every organ within your body. And when you are completely filled with that light inside, it begins to radiate outward. You notice another light coming up from the earth, from Mama Earth, through your feet all the way up. Also the same thing, filling up your entire body. The light from below is bringing in healing and regeneration. So allow that to fill every cell within your body. And wherever it needs to flow to do a sin, let it go. You don't need to fix anything here. You don't need to do anything. Just simply receive until you have filled yourself completely with divine love. Now envision, see, sense, or feel that you are in this beautiful garden. Just take a look around. What does this garden look like? There's all sorts of flowers, trees, you name it. Everyone's garden is going to look different. This garden represents your nervous system. Take a deep breath in here and out. And now I want you to ask yourself this question. What am I repeatedly exposing myself to? What am I repeatedly exposing myself to? My attention, my media, conversations, environments, self-talk. And you notice your garden begins to shift and show you what you have been repeatedly exposing yourself to. Now I'm getting that for some of you will be very clear. This is what you've been doing. And then for some of you also, it might actually be more symbolic, but pay attention to what shows up because you will understand it afterwards. Just observe and receive. And once you have received your answer from your nervous system, remember your nervous system is the garden, okay? So now go ahead and ask yourself this question. What is my nervous system learning from this repetition? What is my nervous system learning from this repetition? Again, pause, listen, and receive. What is my nervous system learning from this repetition? We are bringing the unconscious to the conscious so that we don't call it faith. And now, once you've received what you need to receive, and if you need more time to receive it, go ahead and pause and then click play again when you're ready to move forward. So now go ahead and ask again, what is one thing I can repeatedly expose myself to this week that I want my nervous system to learn? We're taking the power back. What is one thing I can repeatedly expose myself to this week that I want my nervous system to learn? Just one thing, one at a time, okay? It might be more peace, more support, more joy, more possibilities, more self-trust. Choose one and begin there. Small, simple, consistent. That's the key. Now breathe and receive. And once you have received what you need to receive, go ahead and thank your nervous system for showing up for you and talking to you. And the last question I want you to ask your nervous system is, what is it? What can I do to support you? There we go. What can I do to support you? Now listen and receive. What can I do to support you? No judgment. No trying to fix anything. Just simply receive. And once you know what that is, do it. Do it. Take that step and do it over and over and over. Take a deep breath in. And again, thank your nervous system. Thank your nervous system for all the information that you have received. I want you to, again, imagine that beautiful light pouring down your spine, moving through your nervous system, and every cell within your body filled with this light of green and gold. The emerald green from the Divine Mother's heart and the gold from the Divine Father's heart. Breathe in and out. Let this light, this love support you in every way. And again, if you want to stay in this energy longer, go ahead and pause and then come back when you're ready. Perhaps transformation isn't really about finding the perfect insight. Perhaps it's about creating enough repeated experiences that your nervous system finally begins to trust a new reality. Because your body learns through repetition. And what you repeat today becomes what feels natural tomorrow. Take a deep breath in and out. And when you're ready, open your eyes. I want to leave you with this question, and I hope this question stays with you. I hope it kind of plays in the background to help you be conscious of what you're priming yourself, what you're telling your nervous system to expect. What are you teaching your nervous system to expect? With everything that you're experiencing and doing, ask that question. What am I teaching my nervous system right now to expect as I do this? If that is not what you want to experience, then you got to change that you got to change that course. And you got to do it repeatedly. Do the same thing over and over and over until that feels familiar, until the new and the unknown becomes familiar. I will leave it there. This whole nervous system embodiment piece is so important. And I'm breaking it into little sections so that we can really digest this. We can really root this down, because if you want to create your heaven on earth, this is it. You need to make your nervous system your best friend. You need to be conscious of the unconscious. You need to, yeah, you need to be aware of what is happening in the background. The more I learn about the nervous system, the more I realize how powerful we really are. Not just spiritually, but equally physically. Nervous system alone, powerful. Absolutely powerful. The key to embodiment, the key to living. And yeah, I hope this information, this series blesses you as much as it has been blessing me. I will continue learning this, and I will continue coming here to share it. I was thinking about why this whole series came to me. Like part of my purpose, my transmission is very spiritual. It's you've probably experienced it here. It's the activations, the light activations. Is everything about me activates you. It brings down that energy, that light energy, that frequency to really help to reprogram your DNA on a spiritual level. But understanding yourself physically, which is the other part of my purpose, is heaven and earth. Mastering heaven and earth. And this is the earth part. Because when you master this and you have already mastered the spiritual, there's no stopping you. This reality becomes truly your playground. Yeah. I want you to be a master of your reality, because you can. You are powerful. Don't forget that. All right, we'll end here. We'll continue next time. If you know anyone who would benefit from this episode, please send it to them. Go ahead and find me on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. Comment, leave a review. I would love that. All of this would just help my podcast get exposed to more people so they can receive the blessings that I bring through. And it supports me in my work, so I can continue sharing this gift with more people. I know some of my clients are like, we just want to bother you to ourselves. But I'm here to impact more people with my light. So thank you for helping me to spread this light to as many people as possible. And let me know what resonated with you from my heart to yours. Until next time.